Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The world is noisy. People argue to be right, scroll endlessly to escape, and crumble under the weight of things they can't control. Every day, men and women wake up overwhelmed, not by what happens to them, but by their inability to stay calm within it. But what if the storm isn't around you? What if it's in you? And what if I told you that the ancient Stoics, philosophers who lived over 2,000 years ago, left behind timeless truths so powerful they can quiet your mind even in chaos? This isn't another just meditate video. This is about rewiring your emotional response through 10 Stoic lessons, each one a weapon to fight fear, stress, and overthinking. These lessons won't just change how you think, they'll change how you stand. So stay with me until the end, because the final lesson, it's the key to becoming emotionally untouchable in a world designed to distract you. In this video, you'll discover the mental trick Marcus Aurelius used to stay centered, why losing control of your emotions means surrendering your freedom, how to remain calm when insulted, ghosted, rejected, or humiliated, why most people suffer, not from reality, but from expectation, and how to build a mind that becomes calmer under pressure, not weaker. Let's begin. Lesson 1. Control the controllables. There's only one thing you can truly master: your response. Not people, not the weather, not the economy. Just you. Epictetus, the Stoic slave-turned-philosopher, made it crystal clear. Some things are in our control and some are not. Sounds obvious, right? But take a deeper look at how much of your daily stress comes from trying to control the uncontrollable. The traffic jam that made you late, the rude message someone sent you, the algorithm not boosting your post. The mind flares up not because of events themselves, but because we believe they should be different. We demand the world bend to our will. The Stoic flips this. He asks, what is truly mine to govern? And the answer is clear: my perceptions, my choices, my attitude. Next time something shakes you, pause and ask, is this within my control? If yes, act. If no, release. This mental filter is like armor. You move through life lighter, clearer, stronger. Because when you stop wasting energy on what you can't change, you unlock massive power over what you can. Master this, and you become calm not because life is easy, but because you're in command of how you meet it. That's the first gate to inner peace. Lesson 2. Calm is a muscle, not a mood. We live in a world that rewards instant emotion, outrage, panic, drama. The louder you are, the more attention you get. But the Stoic doesn't play that game. He knows calm isn't something you feel. It's something you train. Marcus Aurelius, while leading armies and navigating plagues, reminded himself daily, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Let that sink in. Your peace is only disturbed when you allow it to be. Think of calm like a muscle. You don't build it by reading quotes or watching calming videos. You build it by lifting emotional weight. When someone insults you and you choose silence over reaction. When a plan fails and you choose action over complaint. When life slows down and you choose presence over distraction. Each moment of stillness is a rep. Each pause before responding is a flex. Each breath you take instead of bursting out is growth. People think calm means doing less. Stoicism teaches the opposite. It means doing more internally, more awareness, more discipline, more self-command. And the beauty is this: anyone can train it. No matter your background, your job, your temperament, calm is available to anyone willing to practice. So the next time life shakes you, don't ask, why is this happening to me? Ask, what does this moment want to train in me? That's the Stoic path. Every hardship becomes your gym. Train daily, and calm becomes your default, not your exception. Lesson 3. Expect discomfort, welcome it. Most people are caught off guard by pain. They resist it, curse it, and wish it away. But the Stoic, he expects discomfort, not with fear, but with readiness. Seneca wrote, "The man who has anticipated the coming of troubles takes away their power when they arrive." Think about that. Imagine if every frustration, delay, or insult that came your way didn't surprise you. Imagine if you saw it coming, not the specific event, but the possibility of it. When you expect hardship, it loses its sting. It becomes part of the plan. Your calm doesn't shatter because your blueprint included storms. Now, does this mean you become cynical or pessimistic? No, it means you become prepared. Life isn't a smooth road. It's a battlefield of daily unknowns. A deal might fall through. A friend might betray you. Your body might fail you. But if you've trained your mind to anticipate the unexpected, you don't panic when it arrives. You breathe. You adjust. You endure. This practice is called premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. Stoics would imagine worst-case scenarios not to worry about them, but to rehearse strength. You're late? You rehearse that. Someone offended you? You expected worse. Life hit hard? You train harder. By welcoming discomfort in your mind, you lessen its grip in reality. This lesson builds a calm so deep, you start seeing obstacles as expected guests, not intrusions. Remember, calm isn't built in peace. It's forged in fire. And the Stoic welcomes that fire with unshaken stillness. Lesson 4. Focus on virtue, not validation. In a world driven by likes, followers, and external applause, most people chase validation like it's the oxygen they breathe. Their emotions swing wildly based on praise or criticism, acceptance or rejection. But the Stoic doesn't bend to public opinion. He roots himself in virtue. Epictetus said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." That hits hard in a culture obsessed with appearing wise, clever, and accomplished. But Stoicism flips the lens. It teaches us, focus on what's right, not what's recognized. Virtue, meaning courage, honesty, discipline, justice, is the Stoic's compass. He asks himself, am I acting with integrity? Am I doing what's good, regardless of the crowd's reaction? And here's the secret. When you pursue virtue, calm follows. Because when you're aligned with your values, you no longer need the noise of approval to validate your actions. You find peace in knowing you did the right thing, even if no one claps. This shift is liberating. You say no without guilt, speak truth without fear, work hard without needing applause. You stop outsourcing your peace to other people's opinions. Now, does this mean you ignore feedback or isolate yourself? No, it means you stay rooted. You consider others, but you don't depend on them. The more you focus on virtue, the less you react to criticism, and the less you chase validation, the more your calm becomes unshakable. So next time you're pulled toward approval, ask, would I still do this if no one noticed? If the answer is yes, you've tapped into Stoic calm. True stillness begins where virtue replaces vanity, and that's a rare kind of power. Lesson 5. Practice voluntary discomfort. Modern life is built for comfort, air conditioning, fast food, convenience at your fingertips. But the Stoics knew this comfort can become a prison. When you only know ease, the smallest challenge feels unbearable. That's why they practice voluntary discomfort. Seneca wrote, "Set aside a certain number of days during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself the while, is this the condition I feared? Why would a wealthy Roman philosopher sleep on the floor or eat stale bread on purpose? To prove to himself that fear of hardship was an illusion. When you voluntarily experience discomfort, on your own terms. You train your mind to become unshaken when discomfort is forced upon you. It could be taking cold showers to build physical resilience, fasting to train discipline and challenge cravings, sleeping without a pillow to remind yourself you can live with less, speaking in a room when your voice shakes. Each time, you remind your mind, I can survive this. I can even choose this. This kind of training strengthens your identity. You no longer fear discomfort because you befriended it. You've used it as a sharpening stone. When life throws you something hard, your nervous system doesn't freak out. It says, we've been here. We're ready. You learn to endure, not with clenched teeth, but with calm acceptance. Voluntary discomfort isn't about punishment. It's about power. The power to be calm because you've practiced challenge, not avoided it. So try it. Strip away a comfort. Sit with a little pain. Discover how much strength you've been hiding under ease. Because when you're no longer afraid of discomfort, life can't rattle you as easily. And that stoic calm, earned through choice, not chance. Lesson 6. Live present, die ready. We fear the future and regret the past. And in doing so, we abandon the only place calm can truly exist, the present. Marcus Aurelius wrote, do not let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present. Here's the uncomfortable truth. We burn our calm on battles that haven't happened yet. We mourn losses we haven't lived through. We argue in our minds with people who aren't even there. We think we're being prepared, but we're really just panicking in advance. The Stoic rejects this. He lives here, in the now, because the now is where action is possible, where control begins, and where freedom is found. But this isn't some self-help cliche about being present. This is warrior philosophy. The Stoic prepares for death, not because he's obsessed with dying, but because it teaches him how to live fully now. When you realize life is short, really grasp it, not just intellectually. You stop waiting for the perfect moment to be calm. You stop chasing someday. You arrive in today. And once you arrive, you notice most problems are in your imagination. Most fears shrink when looked at head-on. Most peace is lost by missing the moment you're in. Want real stoic power? Wake up every day and say, if this were my last sunrise, how would I move through today? And then move that way, with clarity, presence, and unshaken calm. Because when you train yourself to die ready, you finally begin to live ready. Not rushed, not anxious, not reactive, just still, just present, just alive, here and now. Lesson 7. Respond slowly. Speed is the enemy of wisdom. In today's world, everything demands an instant reaction. Text back fast. Reply now. Defend yourself immediately. But the Stoic doesn't rush. He slows down. If someone does wrong, it is because they are mistaken. Respond with patience, not punishment. Marcus Aurelius. The Stoic knows this. Speed is often the enemy of wisdom. Reacting in anger, panic, or fear is easy. It's primal. But true power lies in the pause. Every time you respond instantly, you're a slave to emotion. But when you respond deliberately, you reclaim control. This isn't about being passive. It's about being precise. When someone insults you, you don't fire back. You breathe. You observe. You ask, is this worth my energy? Am I adding fire to fire? What response serves virtue, not ego? Because calm isn't always quiet, it's calculated. Even in war, the best warriors don't strike out of impulse. They strike with strategy. The Stoic is the same. He doesn't act to feel better. He acts to be better. Here's a mindset shift. Don't just count to 10 when you're angry. Ask yourself, what outcome do I actually want? Most people skip this. They react blindly, and they regret immediately. But the Stoic delays just enough to think clearly. He doesn't suppress emotion, he masters it. He translates emotion into thoughtful action. That pause, just a few seconds, can prevent ruined relationships, missed opportunities, deep regret, and it can create deeper respect, real resolution, inner peace. So remember, slow is smooth, smooth is strong. The next time you're triggered, don't just react. Respond with intention, because in that space between stimulus and response is where calm is born and wisdom begins. Lesson 8. Strengthen your inner citadel. When everything outside is falling apart, where do you retreat? Most people seek escape through distraction, scrolling, substances, or complaining. But the Stoic turns inward. He retreats to what Marcus Aurelius called his inner citadel. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Marcus Aurelius. Imagine your mind as a fortress, not cold or detached, but unshakable, built from values, guarded by reason, and warmed by purpose. The world can throw storms at you, but storms only destroy what's exposed. The Stoic protects what matters most, his inner self. This isn't about isolation. It's about independence. You still love people. You still build dreams. But you don't let those things define your stability, because you've built your core on something stronger, something untouchable. Ask yourself, if everything I rely on collapsed, would I still stand? If no one praised me, would I still act with virtue? If I lost comfort, status, or even health, would I still have peace? These are hard questions. Most avoid them. The Stoic embraces them, because every hardship, every challenge, every betrayal, it all becomes an opportunity to fortify your citadel. You learn to build boundaries that protect your peace, cultivate thoughts that empower, not poison, create rituals that anchor you when the world shakes. And most of all, you learn to be your own sanctuary. So when chaos comes, and it will, you don't fall apart. You retreat inward. You reflect, and then you respond from a place of calm power. That's the Stoic edge. The world can take your comfort, but it cannot breach your soul unless you leave the gate open. So build your inner citadel, stone by stone, choice by choice. And when the winds rise, you won't be the one who breaks. You'll be the one who endures. Lesson 9. Master the narrative you tell yourself. It's not what happens to you that defines your peace. It's the story you attach to what happens. Epictetus said, "Man is disturbed not by things, but by the views he takes of them." Let that sink in. The Stoics understood something that modern psychology is only just catching up to. You suffer more from your interpretation than from reality. Two people can face the same event, rejection, failure, betrayal, and walk away with completely different emotional outcomes. Why? Because of the narrative they tell themselves. One says, "I'm worthless. I'm cursed. Life is unfair." The other says, "This is fuel. This is training. This is preparing me for something greater." Same event, different story. And that difference, it creates or destroys calm. The Stoic doesn't lie to himself. He doesn't sugarcoat pain, but he chooses the most empowering lens through which to see it. He knows that a delay can be a divine redirection. A loss can be a lesson in detachment. A failure can be the forge of resilience. So he rewrites a narrative in real time. He doesn't let his mind spiral. He interrupts it. Next time something shakes you, catch the thought. Ask, is this story helping me? Is it rooted in truth or just emotion? Can I choose a better interpretation, one that aligns with strength? Because here's the secret. You are the author of your internal world, and your calm depends not on changing plot, but changing the meaning you assign to it. Master this, and you'll no longer be tossed by life's waves. You'll stand firm, Because the story you tell yourself is one of strength, growth, and radical ownership. That's Stoic calm, not denial, but dominion over meaning. Lesson 10. Remember memento mori. Of all the Stoic teachings, this one is the most sobering and the most liberating. Marcus Aurelius said, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think. Memento mori. Remember, you must die." Most people avoid this thought. They live like they have forever. They postpone peace, delay love, ignore beauty, and hold on to petty things because they believe there's time. The Stoic, he keeps death close. Not to live in fear, but to live with focus. When you truly understand that this moment may be your last, you begin to let go of the need to always win arguments, of the stress about how others see you, of the pressure to rush towards some imaginary finish line. You begin to see clearly. You notice the sunlight on your skin, the way a loved one laughs, the quiet miracle of simply being alive. This isn't morbid. It's clarity. You don't waste your energy on outrage, gossip, or regret. You stop being shaken by life's noise because you realize most of it doesn't matter. Memento mori isn't about dying. It's about living fully, right here, right now. It's the ultimate Stoic tool to stay calm. Because when you accept the impermanence of everything, you stop clinging. And in that release, you find peace. So pause and breathe. Look around. What if this were your final hour? Would you spend it complaining? Would you let that small frustration control your mood? Or would you choose presence, gratitude, and strength? That's the gift of Stoicism, not just to help you endure life, but to help you feel it. Because when you remember death, you finally start to live. These 10 lessons aren't just ideas. They're tools, not for philosophy class, for real life, for traffic jams, for heartbreaks, for anxious nights. If you found strength in this, subscribe to Stoic Desire, because every week we create powerful, practical Stoic wisdom that helps you conquer chaos, deepen your purpose, and reclaim your inner stillness. This is a motivation. This is mental armor. And if you walk with the Stoics, you'll learn something incredible. That true calm doesn't come from what happens to you. It comes from who you choose to become. Stay grounded, stay focused, and remember, you are always in training.